guys, it's me, Shell360, and yeah, I know, it's been a long time since I've talked to you guys. I'm sorry. I just, you know, life. If any of you are living it, then you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, there's been a lot going on in K-pop and everything since the last time I talked to you, so I can't talk about it all, but I will hit a couple of highlights, tell you guys about things that are really important to me. If there's stuff that I skipped that you really want me to talk about, leave it in the comment section down below. But yeah, I'm just gonna have a random chat with you guys just to catch up with you because it's been a while. So let's see, little things I want to catch up about. Have you guys watched the K-drama Goblin? If you haven't, you need to watch it. That thing is beautiful. It has some problematic elements, which I won't get into here because I don't want to be spoilery, but there are some problematic elements. However, the cinematography is gorgeous. Gong Yoo is acting his ass off. There's definitely a lot of chemistry between him and the actress Goblin. They work well together, and the secondary love story is everything. So yes, please tune in to Goblin if you haven't already. You will not be disappointed. I am currently watching Hwarang. It's slow going. It's hard, it's slow going, but I owe it to Minho to make it through one of his series because I just can never seem to do it, except for To the Beautiful You. I did watch that front to back, but the other ones I've kind of given up midway through, so this one I'm going to watch until the end, and I'm actually glad I am because of all the dramas that Minho's done so far, I think this is the one where I like him as a character the most. Like, I feel like his acting and his character, they sync up really well. Somebody has finally kind of identified what kind of character Minho needs to play to match his personal strengths, and I appreciate that. I just wish that it was in a better paced drama, I guess. Yes, because, I mean, it's wild. Hwarang has these moments where it's like all comical, and then it'll say something like really serious or do something really serious, and then it'll be like all farcical again, and it's just... you just never know which place to set your brain at. It's a mess. But I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna keep watching, especially when they keep throwing in these random shower conversations. Hell yeah, I'm watching that. Woo! Alright, so that's what's going on in the drama front. And I'm going to watch Legends of the Blue Sea eventually. I have not watched it yet. Probably when I get done with Hwarang, and depending on which new drama I'm going to watch, I will end up watching Legends of the Blue Sea. I just haven't yet because, you know, again, life. Now on to K-pop stuff. So you guys might have saw that Rain had a comeback and Rain got married. And if you follow me at all on my other channel, then you know that Rain is my ultimate bias. My first few videos on my other channel were me unboxing Rain CDs and memorabilia and stuff like that, because Rain, he is #1 to me. As much as I love Minho and I love SHINee, Rain is the ultimate of ultimate biases. Rain had a small comeback single and he got married to the love of his life, Kim Tae-hee. And all I can say is congratulations. You know, Rain has really fought the good fight. He's really done as much as he could to broadcast Hallyu to the masses, to put South Korea on the international entertainment map. He has done the best that he could to be an all-around entertainer. He's an actor, he's a singer, he's a model. He is the most charming man on earth. He is everything. And I'm just so glad that he's finally getting something that I think that he deserves, that he's worked hard for, because Rain wasn't born with a silver spoon in his mouth. He grew up dirt poor. And if you hear some of the stories he tells about his childhood, it was a hard, dirt poor life. And so for him to finally have a chance to be married to a wonderful, beautiful, intelligent peer, because really he's marrying somebody that's on his exact same level in every way, and to possibly have a family and go into the future with something beautiful and hopeful, that's all I can want for him. And I think that's all that any of us could want for any of the idols that we love and follow. We should just want them to have a happy ending, and it looks like Rain is getting his happily ever after, and I'm so glad for it. Some not so happily ever afters. We got the single Goodbye from 2NE1, and you know, there's a lot of critique that could be put out there, but at the end of the day, this was a single that none of us thought we were going to get to hear when the initial disbandment was announced. So the fact that anything came out is a win. And the song is a really pleasant song. I especially love the way they pronounce Goodbye. Anya. song, I think that is so cool. So I mean, I can't really be mad. Definitely, there were parts where I felt a Minji-sized hole in the way that the song was formatted, but I think that comes from years of listening to anyone as a 4-piece. And so, of course, it's going to be awkward when you expect that section to belong to that one person and they're not there. But the fact of the matter is, Minji is not on YG. There definitely was some friction when she left, so it couldn't have been anticipated that she would come back for this song, because it was obvious that her and YG didn't end on the best of terms. And the fact that Bomb is there, even though YG said she wasn't offered a contract, she hasn't been on the label for months, that was a bonus for a lot of us. Even though I have a personal belief that Bomb probably received some kind of settlement from YG, because I mean, she's extremely cooperative with them, and I really think it's because YG probably said, you know what, I dropped the ball on your whole drug scandal thing. I just want to take care of you for a minute. And if he did do that, then I will be the first to say that is decent on YG's part to make sure that financially Bomb is taken care of. But if he didn't do that, if she's just doing it out of some sense of loyalty to the group or the legacy, then, you know, kudos to you, Bomb, because you really don't have to do these things, and you are definitely a much better person than I am. But yeah, we got the single, and it's just nice to have a little something there. I won't say that it led to any kind of closure for me, because I think I had established closure for myself long ago, but it's just nice to have that little bonus out there, to have one last song, and also to see 2NE1 have one last #1, because if nothing else, it proves that they could have come back out with some music. The fact that the song went #1 on Melon when it came out, that to me shows that 2NE1 wasn't really dead when they were disbanded. There was still a market and an audience out there for that music, and despite all the controversy and scandal and everything else, I think that releasing music was what was needed. Not waiting for forgiveness or hoping that people will say nice things, but just giving them art that they can't refute, and then saying, okay, well, this is a perfect song. Are you really going to refute this? So that's how I feel about the whole thing. But that's just me, and I digress. Okay, in other sad goodbye news, Wonder Girls disbanding. You guys, I was so sad to hear about the Wonder Girls disbanding, because if you've ever heard my K-pop story, how I got into K-pop, then you'll know that the Wonder Girls were my first interaction with K-pop. Like on the Wendy Williams show, seeing the video for 2 Different Tiers at Justice, like the Wonder Girls were my K-pop beginnings. And from those beginnings, I've had this beautiful experience with the music that I never would have known otherwise. I've got Rain from it. I got Shiny from it. I got you guys from it. My YouTube experience and the community that I've become a part of since then. And for all of that, like, I just can't thank the Wonder Girls enough. There's nothing I can do to thank them enough. And also just the Wonder Girls themselves, they're so special and so unique. Like they've actually had the opposite journey that most musical artists had. Like they went from being this huge pop outfit to being a virtual garage band and having a surprise #1 single. So it's just the things that they've done, their growth as women, you know, and the fact that they're doing things that people still even now don't expect from female idols. Like people don't expect female idols to produce their own music, to write their own songs, to be playing their own instruments. And they're doing these things. I think that they are definitely an idol group to not only be, you know, praised, but somebody to look up to, because definitely not only in Korea, but all over the world, women are seen as objects of beauty, but our intellect is not really as respected as it should be. And I think that the Wonder Girls provide a path in a lot of ways for female idols once they start growing out of the beauty phase, once their aegyo is no longer the prime focus, once people no longer value them for the visuals that they have. They can go out there and be like, well, I'm also a genius songwriter. I am also a top-notch rapper. I am also incredibly smart. I'm also a brilliant actress. Like, start putting that out there, showing that you're more than just a pretty face, cute vocals, great legs. And I admire the Wonder Girls for being that role model for so many other female idols, and I wish them all in their individual pursuits nothing but the best. And I also want to give claps to JYP, because rather than release a press release just saying the Wonder Girls have broken up, he announced that they were going to have one last song, but But he also did a video that he released on the official channel that went through clips of the Wonder Girls through all of their phases as a group, through all the members of the group, and then they let the last 4 Wonder Girls address the audience in particular about them not being a group anymore. And it was so graceful, and it had so much class to it, and I'm so grateful to JYP for being that dude, because you can say what you want to about JYP, and there are some things that he handled not as nice as I would have liked it, like letting the billboard come down before the announcement. He could have waited a minute. But at the end of the day, if you look at JYP's track record when it comes to groups and people that have left JYP and who he still interacts with, other than I think probably J Park, most of the people who have left JYP still has positive relationships with them. And I think that says a lot about him as a person, and I think it says a lot about his label. And I really applaud that he's like that, but I think the reason why he's like that is because JYP was an artist before he was a label head. Like, he was known for being a singer, songwriter, dancer, crazy person, you know, and then he got a label. So, you know, he has been on the side of the artist because he's been there. And I think that that's probably the reason why he approaches things a little bit differently than other people do. But yeah, their whole disbandment announcement, while there was a little bit of messiness from the billboard thing, at the end of the day, I think it was handled really well. And I can't wait to see what their final single is. I know I'll be buying it because I buy these things. But yeah, I can't wait to see what it is, because I love the Wonder Girls, and I owe them so much more than I'll ever be able to give them. And I want them to do well as they scatter to the winds. I really, really do. And then let's see, is there anything else K-pop wise that I want to talk about? Not really. There have been little scandals and stuff on Twitter and things like that, but I don't want to talk about any of that. I want to talk about something more personal right now. I want to talk about insecurity. So it's been a while since I've done any videos for YouTube, and part of it is just because, like, life and work and everything else has been so hectic. But then there's other times I'm like, well, you know, it's been so long and I'm not sure how to talk to the camera, and I don't know what I need to say and if I'm gonna say the right things, and do people still want to hear from me? And I myself get plagued with insecurities. Am I gonna look right on camera? I need to do my hair first. I need to put on better clothes. I need to make sure I have like notes about what I want to talk about. I have all these things that go on in my head whenever it comes time to make a video, and in a lot of ways that has stopped me from communicating a little bit more, you know. And also, I also feel like I'm not giving you guys as much of whatever it is you need as I used to give, you know. Insecurity. So kind of in line with my uncomfortable chats, let's talk about insecurity, because insecurity is one of those things that I think that younger people feel is going to go away as you get older. Not the case. You still have insecurities as you get older, and those insecurities can manifest themselves in several different ways. Sometimes it can manifest itself in the dating situation. You know, I know for me personally, I think about dating all the time, but I'm also like, I see myself as awkward and overweight and unattractive, and I feel like I don't have a lot of stuff to talk about, or the stuff that I would want to talk about is not what other people want to talk about, and it makes me feel like, you know, I don't have a lot to offer a potential partner. Then at work, sometimes I'm at work and I feel like I'm not smart enough, I don't know as much about subjects as other people do, that maybe I am not learning things as fast as everybody else is learning, that there's so many areas where I could do better. I'm insecure. I don't have secure footing. And sometimes that insecurity can hold you back from moving forward. I know a lot of times I've thought about going for promotions or going for advancements, and I'm like, but I'm not doing good in this thing, so I don't want to move forward, because then I'm going to be confronted with more information, and because I'm already kind of failing, that's going to push me back forward. It's going to push me back more, and then they're going to find out I'm not really as good as they think I am, and they're going to fire me. Like, the insecurities cause this kind of failure and depression avalanche. And I know I've let it affect me personally. It's probably affected a lot of you. But I'm going to tell you a secret that has helped me to overcome a lot of this stuff. And while I'm still constantly working on myself and I still struggle with a lot of this, these are the things that I think have carried me through other situations where I could have been insecure, but I'm like, no, fuck it. I am who I am what I am, and this is what it is. You have to understand that part of your insecurity comes from the fact that you have to constantly stay in yourself. Like, you constantly can only see your life through your eyes. You constantly have to hear the voices inside your own head that tell you whether or not you look nice or whether or not you sound smart or all this other stuff. And you're never going to have the opportunity to truly see yourself the way that other people see you. So when you're reading negative comments on the internet, or when you're hearing negative criticism from your teachers or your classmates or whatever, it's so easy to consider those things to be true more than the positive things that are told about you, because you've lived inside your mind and you've lived inside your doubts for so long that those negative things sound more like what you're used to hearing inside of yourself than the positive things. So the secret that I have for you guys to helping you to overcome your insecurities is just this. Start to believe some of the positive shit people are saying about you. Quit only thinking that the negative stuff is right. And it sounds so simplistic, but it is something you have to train yourself to do. Because, you know, I often think about how people criticize victims of bullying. You know, when people kill themselves because they're being bullied on the internet or because they're being bullied in school, people say, well, you're so weak-minded. Why are you falling for this? Why don't you just turn off your computer? Why don't you not listen to them? Why do you believe that negative shit they say? Because really the stuff that they're hearing is not something maybe that's brand new information for this person who's already feeling down. It's just confirmation of all these negative thoughts. And it takes a real leap of faith, and it takes a real change of mindset to change yourself from letting the negativity be amplified and starting to turn the volume down on that negativity and turn up the volume on the positivity. And so it is a secret I'm telling you that I hope you guys will employ. But yeah, just train yourself to start drowning out the negative, to start turning up the positive, to start believing the nice things that people say about you, to start believing in the talent and the positive traits that you have, to start looking in the mirror, and instead of looking at all your acne scars and looking at your pimples and looking at, you know, your weird freckles or whatever else, start looking at your beautiful smile, start looking at your on fleek eyebrows, start looking at you as a total package. And for the things that you don't like about yourself that can be changed, try to identify what those things are, because that's the hardest part. People will say, like, if you don't like the way you look, then change it. But maybe sometimes you don't like the general way you look, but you can't really identify, like, what is it about my general look that I don't like? Because, I mean, I've been heavier than I am now, and I've been skinnier than I am now. And in each of those phases in my life, I always found something to criticize. Instead of focusing on, oh, it's just my weight. Maybe it's not just your weight. Maybe it's the way that your clothes look on you. Maybe it's identifying your personal style so that no matter what your weight is, you feel confident when you walk out the house. You know, just find whatever it is that you are the most uncomfortable about, and find maybe something extremely specific that you can place hands on and work on that thing. And once you've finished working on that thing, then work on the next thing. And it's kind of like eating an elephant. You can't just, you know, open your mouth and shove the elephant inside. You have to eat it one bite at a time. So these are my tips to you, and these are things that I'm constantly working on, but they're the things that I found that have worked the best. And I hope that some of this advice can help some of you guys out there who kind of find yourselves at a standstill. If you find that insecurity is blocking you from maybe moving forward, let this be something that can maybe help you in your ways of kind of getting out of your own way and moving into the light, because you deserve it. You deserve it. I mean, if you're listening to me, then I already know that we're friends, because nobody can listen to me for 20 minutes unless they get me and they like me. And if you like me, chances are I like you, because we're similar people. So I'm telling you now, you're an awesome person. You are funny, you are intelligent, you are creative, you are open-minded, you are so much. And since you are so much, be worth what you are. Value yourself the way that I value you. See yourself the way that I see you. And if you're feeling like you're not that much, try to figure out how you can make yourself match up with the positive things that I see about you. But that's all for now, guys. I will definitely talk to you another time. I'm not saying it soon, but I will find a way to talk to you another time. But until then, you guys take care of yourselves, and I'll see you around. Bye.